lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan,
And I'm Manny.
and we are back with another issue of New Mutants, the Rob Liefeld run. So far, we've done 3 of these so far, so this is the fourth issue in the run. Louis Simonson is writing it still at this point. I don't think I think sometime towards the end though he takes over plotting.
Yeah, he does.
And then
I
there's
mean,
a
like we said,
scripter.
like we said in the earlier videos, like it's clear he's already having like a pretty big impact on the storytelling in general. Like outside of just drawing pages, because he's got his characters in here, and we're starting to see like the sort of things that he always puts in his stories. Like the upping in action and all that. So
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm loving going through these. I'm realizing too that I don't remember if I've read all of them because I never had the trade of this run.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when we decided to do this, instead of getting a trade, I just went and filled in the gaps of the issues that I was missing because I already had the key issues or the expensive issues rather. So
Right.
it wasn't super expensive to come and pick some of these up, but yeah, obviously, like I don't know if they're still doing Marvel or if they're doing Marvel Method at this point, but yeah, it's clear that Liefeld has his imprint all over this. I love this cover with
I
Cable.
love this cover too. I've forgotten like how awesome like most of these covers were. I mean, everyone's always talking about of course, New Mutants '87, like like the one of the most homaged
Like,
covers of all time. But
yeah,
all these
and
covers are pretty much bangers themselves. Like
well, I agree.
all the heat is taken from '87 because it's so iconic. But like I would put posters of any of these covers up on my wall. Like they're all dramatic. They're all really cool. They all have that energy that like this early Liefeld stuff had, like that was brand new. It's like looking through these books, bro, is just reminding me like how fresh this art was when it came out. Like
Oh hell yeah, no, definitely, dude. I love this stuff. So we open up and like where we left off last night because it's been a little bit since we read the last
yeah,
issue since we recorded it. So it's like trying to like rack my brain, but I remember he's like heading towards like X Factor's headquarters, which is in the
yes,
city,
yeah,
on the run from, this is the Freedom Force at this point, right?
yeah,
We're with yeah, Freedom Force.
yeah. It's Freedom
There's
Force,
two
which was
different there's two
like
different mutant groups that are going on, and to me they're both villains, but one of
yeah,
them
well,
is
because you have
not.
the MLF and then you have the Freedom Force.
But Freedom Force isn't considered that though, because they're working for the government. So they're on their way
Right.
chasing Cable, and then we fucking flip and we got this dope fucking image of Cable out of the fucking helicopter with his fucking
Dude, in
massive
full
gun.
on like Schwarzenegger commando, I mean, a freaking commando predator type mode, like
Yeah.
huge ass, like, chain machine gun, like rotating machine gun,
Mm-hmm.
like that's just, it's an awesome image, man.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
Again, like we take for granted this kind of stuff now in comics because like this run in particular, like was like had a seismic effect on comic book, and we see these kind of things all the time now. But you didn't see this back then, man. Like this kind of action was not something you saw in this title.
no, definitely not. If I mean, I like I said, I haven't read some of the New Mutants before that, but I know this is a drastic shift in the book.
Yeah,
It's not just Liefeld coming in and drawing the book, but it's the entire like direction, everything,
yeah, yeah,
It's,
yep.
and so we go back, like we're with the New Mutants, and Wolfsbane's Moira's trying to take her back to Scotland. She doesn't want to leave, and that's basically for the most part, that's what we have going forward with the New Mutants, right? Like throughout this issue, I think even into the next, of them not wanting her to leave. She doesn't want to leave while that's happening. So that's like, I would say that's like the B plot, even though New Mutants is like the name of the book. For me, they really take a back seat until everything comes together, once Cable comes into play with them, and Cable fucking jumping out of the water, running through the city. I love his hairline. I don't know why, but it's so
Yeah,
misleading. It makes him so misleading, and it throws you off to like what he's capable of because it makes him look older. The
yeah.
fact that it's a receding hairline, I think it's not just like white hair. And then obviously the Freedom Force chasing him through the park. I love Cannonball, dude.
I love
I,
Cannonball
I,
too.
I love this shot of him like just with Boom Boom and Sunspot, and they're fucking
Rob was really good at drawing like depicting like Cannonball's like power and how it works, and like just
Yeah.
the sheer energy of it
Yeah, and then they're going to get a gift
for Rain.
for Rain, right? Because she's
They're
leaving.
going away with yeah.
And it's interesting, like Hilary Barta, I think of more as like an actual cartoonist, like drawing stuff. I know that Hilary Barta's done like some like more cartoony stuff, but like inking Liefeld throughout these issues that we've been going through, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not somebody I ever associated with. I never like knew that that was the inker, and I don't know how long he's the inker on Rob, but I know that it was I don't think it was in issue 87, but I know it was in at least issue 88, and then all the issues that we were are coming up, or a few of the
I
issues
know Bob
actually.
because Bob Wysack takes over at some point, I think.
Yeah. So like that again, most of the issue, there's some action, but with the New Mutants, you're not seeing much. You're mostly just seeing them go and picking out
Yeah,
a gift at a jewelry store, and then it's the stuff with Cable that's like that really stands out to me.
yeah,
I love him in the trench coat, Freedom
yeah. I
Force, and
love it too. Yeah, I, I love this. I love all the jackets and stuff of this period. Like it's such a distinct style.
then Blob up here with his fucking menacing fucking smile.
I think we said it before. Like
Yeah.
Rob draws such an awesome blob. Like
His Warlock too. I think we mentioned that too.
yeah,
He draws a great
yeah. His
Warlock.
warlock is fucking dope.
So obviously Richter has a thing for Rain, right? And we're seeing that.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of a crush on her.
Yeah. And then we get Moira, and I think we mentioned it that Moira seemed like she was acting out of character, but I don't.
Yeah,
I'm at least to my knowledge, it's still Moira. It's just a little bit of a different attitude going with her, And they even say it like something's changed. She's grown so hard, cold and fierce.
yeah.
And then Rain's like, I can't go home with her, but I must. And this is all like thought bubbles, which again we've talked about in the preceding issues, how much we kind of miss that in current comics. You don't get that. And then back to the action, dude. I love
I I
this
love when he
sequence of
slams
panels.
his head back and he
Yeah,
fucking busts his teeth.
yeah, it's great, dude. And then this kick
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah. That panel on the top, on the right hand page, on the top with them running past Cable. I love that panel for some reason. Like that little one with all them running, like kind of attacking the blob at the same time there.
Well, I love it too, because like on both of these pages, the way you're seeing both of their powers depicted as they're going, like they're both so different. But I like that effect when you get to see like their powers kind of
Yeah,
showcased in that way. And then Blob just fucking punching them both out. You don't even see them, you just see his hands go up. Yeah, to me, like I don't know about you, but after I read this, I was just like, man, this is kind of somewhat of a quiet issue. Like there's some action, but there's a lot more of the, kind of quiet moments, I guess you could say, like a lot of like just like moving the plot forward in terms of, like I said before, like getting the characters kind of where they're gonna end up leading. I mean, I don't know if X-Force is a plan at this point, but I mean, definitely like we're gonna see in the next few issues, like Cable taking over this team and kind of
hmm
like making them more of soldiers. And you see this, Moira's like she wants to take her back because she doesn't, like the whole point is like she wants to protect her, right? Like she feels like she doesn't want her being a soldier in the X-Men.
yeah,
And then Richter comes and fucking destroys the helicopter, which I thought was cool the
yeah. He
way they
uses his
depicted it. It's like
powers to
you
like
can see like it's
fucking
like kind of
vibrate
like
it up.
kind of shaking and stuff. Here we go. Here's some great pages too. I love this. Just feels
Yeah,
like
when
an
he takes
80s
out
action movie.
Commando.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, That's what he brought to the title, which was, obviously much needed considering like what happened and it turning into X Force. Like, as a kid of the '80s, man, I was all over this.
Yeah, and then I love this too because like we're seeing this is the beginning. Cable's like kind of like taking charge. The New Mutants and Cable are colliding, and he immediately takes up like a leadership role, like telling you like activate your blast field now. And this dude's like, and Cannonball's like, you're not bad yourself. Who are you? And what does Freedom Force want with you or want you for? Right. And like said, my name's Cable. Bogey, kid behind us. And like immediately, he doesn't even like really like explain himself. He's just like immediately goes into leader mode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, it just shows you that he's a soldier, which is like, again, the idea here was to have like a different leader than Professor X, someone who was like more boots on the ground, and which is why then mutants became X Force, a much more militaristic sort of like mutant team. I mean, you know, all that stuff is being laid here, you know, and it just shows you that Rob had a long term plan and a long term story and plot for these characters, you know, and he was, you know, he was doing something here.
Yeah, and like even I love stuff like this too when you see like Cannonball, like how'd you stop him? Like how did you know he was gonna be there when he has super speed and Cable just like you can see points to his like bionic eye, and I can see
Yeah.
the air as an infrared or it as a infrared streak. And again, look, just constantly like, okay, activate your super strength sunspot, attack from his point of weakness, and they just like go with it. I don't know. I think it's funny the way that they just kind of instinctually listen to him. I
Hmm.
mean, obviously they see who he's fighting, so they I would imagine they're assuming he's like on their side,
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah.
somebody like Blob. And then they're talking again. So now they're mentioning right like Rusty Collins and Skids. Like what have you done with them? Where are they? And the Freedom Force didn't take them. So like now they're he tells them no, it's the Mutant Liberation Front. That's who has them. Like they left with them. And then he talks about how he used to know Moira a long time ago. So like at this point, like I don't even. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not quoting Rob or anything, but I feel like at this point maybe he doesn't even really know where he wants to take Cable,
Right.
or maybe he does. Maybe he does know he's a man at a time. But if so, does Louise like Simonson? Is she privy to that? Because it's
Right. Yeah. Exactly. How much was he sharing about the character with her and all
or
that?
how
You
much
know,
was
like
he keeping close to vest? Yeah, because like obviously he's
yeah.
not writing this, so I don't know. Like, does he know where Cable's gonna go? Does Louise Simonson know, or is Rob just like it could go both ways. He could know and just wants to kind of throw people off, or he's keeping it close to the vest. But yeah, so now we get the meeting between Moira and Cable. So you're building this connection, like they know each other. And I really wonder, like, because I haven't read every single X-Men stuff, but like, does this ever get acknowledged? Again, the fact that they're saying they knew each other from before, like, how did they know each other? Like that's kind of what I kind of want to know, or at least I would love to ask Rob, like, what was the intention here? But yeah, I think that he convinces her to let Rain stay, and Richter also has some sort of a connection with Cable. I just like where are these connections? Why are they being like built? And then are they even real? Like I don't know. There's just to me it posed a lot of questions in
Yeah.
continuity for me. But either way, it was another great issue. As it says in the bottom, new costumes, return to the X Mansion, Caliban, and Sabretooth. Next couple issues are fucking gonna be really dope. Really excited
Yeah,
to
Manny.
talk about those. And I love this too. Obviously, we got letters pages, which we don't see in every single book anymore. I love that it's called report card.
I was gonna say, yeah. The old Marvel letter pages were always so good. Like they were really clever with the names and like, you know, having like
Sometimes
almost a
this
logo.
sometimes this pisses me off when I see $9 for 12 issues. It drives me fucking nuts when I see those fucking ads. Because that's
Nine
again,
dollars an issue these days, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly. But another great issue of New Mutants. I'm loving going through these. If you
Yeah.
haven't checked, if this is the first video you've seen pop up, got a whole playlist going at this point with all the New Mutants issues. And got a Liefeld playlist as well. And make sure you follow us on social media. Manny's links down below. Comic Lounge links are down below as well. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid goes up. And on that note, we're out.